forward, trying to get the ball to Isaac Westendorf and play in Macclesfield's half early on. But at the moment, it's a little bit of head tennis between the two teams as both teams are battling for the ball. And it is a little bit scrappy, so I'll break because both teams are just smashing the ball forward and back to each other. But finally Macclesfield get the ball down, and they will probably be the first team to just have a little bit of a feel of the ball. They didn't get too much of that on Saturday against Crystal Palace. However, straight away it's a brilliant ball from Dawson, the captain, straight away to Buckley Ricketts, who shoots, and it's straight at Sam Lewis. And the first shot of the game comes within a minute for Macclesfield. As soon as the captain Dawson gets the ball, he opens up his body, sends a brilliant pass out right to Buckley Ricketts, who cuts inside, but his shot is straight at the Oxford City goalkeeper. Straight away this game continues at a frantic pace. Jacob Roddy's got the ball here. I'll bring you the teams in just a moment. Darnell Johnson smashes it forward, and that might just trickle through to the Macclesfield defence. It does, but again, neither side being able to get the ball down and play. Here's O'Shea Ellis, who's won the ball back in the middle of the park really well, and sends it out wide towards Ewan Clark, who's on the right hand side. He's got Burrows busting a gut to try and get up with him. Good cross in, it's headed out to the edge of the area and eventually cleared. And this is a very frantic start to this game. Oxford City just coming close, trying to pull the trigger. Alfie Potter nearby and to Jacob Roddy, and he will just play it back to Darnell Johnson here. And finally, I think we might just be able to get a bit of our breath back after a pretty frantic start for both of these sides. Oxford City, like I said, they've had to make a few changes. Sam Lewis is in between the sticks today, still here on loan from Aston Villa and in the middle of his 28-day loan. That means that new signing Johnny Maxted, who signed on loan from Brackley just before this game, is on the bench. Of course, he's just met his new teammates today on the coach up, so Ross Jenkins opting for a place on the bench for Maxted just so he can get to know his new teammates perhaps, and the fact that Sam Lewis has been training all week. It'll be an interesting battle between those two goalkeepers as we go through the season to see who would start between the sticks. And meanwhile, the ball goes out for an Oxford City throw-in. So it's a back four again. Lewis in between the sticks. Burrows is the right back. Roddy is the left back as per usual. And Charlie Wiggett and Darnell Johnson, the two central defenders. Isaac Westendorf here, just bullying his way through, but bullying a little bit too much as he goes into the back of Sam Heathcote. And the referee thinks that that's a little bit too much. And he gives a free kick to Macclesfield. Looks like it's going to be a sitting midfield of Ellis, O'Shea and Latrell Humphrey-Ewers here, and that means that Josh Ashby is just going to be able to have a bit more licence to go forward and almost playing that Zach McEachran sort of role. So it'll be interesting to see how Oxford City's midfield does today. Ewan Clark's the right winger, Alfie Potter is over on the left, and of course Isaac Westendorf, City's number 9, is leading the line today. Josh Ashby goes in late on his man and gives away a free kick. You could probably hear the boos as they go in as he goes in late over on the stand to our far side here, way up high in the main stand here. Oxford City's bench is threadbare. There's only 5 substitutions named. One of them a goalkeeper, Johnny Maxted, of course, and then apart from that, it's Byron Wilson, the right back. Josh Parker's on the bench as well as Josh McConnell and Cowan Bittencourt de Oliveira, 2 youngsters from Oxford City's academy that have been brought back from their dual registration loan spells at Evesham and Kidlington for this game to bolster that bench. Good opportunity here for Macclesfield to send one forward from this free kick just ahead of the halfway line. It's floated in deep, but it's straight into the mid-drift of Sam Lewis, and he'll have no problems in picking that out from the sky. Just looking over to my right in the leasing.com terrace, and there's a decent travelling amount of supporters that have made the journey to Moss Rose. It's Oxford City's first trip here in their history. Never played Macclesfield here before. Of course, they did play earlier on in the season, where right at the beginning of the season actually, where Oxford City ran out winners. Goals from Josh Parker and Alfie Potter, the difference between the two on that occasion. As we go past the 5-minute mark, nothing really has happened of note. Apart from that, Isaac Buckley-Rickett's shot after just a minute in. Oxford City with the ball at their feet. Sam Lewis will play out to Charlie Wiggett. Again, Macclesfield will press the goalkeeper, but he'll take his time and he'll play it out to Latrell Humphrey, as this game has calmed down a little bit. Oxford City trying to play their way out. Charlie Wiggett just holding off the challenge of Diani Mellor there, and Oxford City trying to win the ball back high up. Again, not quite working, and Diani Mellor's got the wrong side of Charlie Wiggett. Wiggett was pulling him back there, which is what you can hear from the Macclesfield supporters, but they've won the ball back and play continues. Here's Luke Duffy, still going on the edge of the area. Duffy shoots, and that's a better shot. And that came close. Straight at Lewis again. And Luke Duffy perhaps should have done a little bit better there. He did well to receive the ball on the edge of the area. He jinked in and out, got to the edge of the D, and unfortunately for the midfielder, couldn't quite shift the ball past Sam Lewis. He makes a simple but solid save to start this game. And Oxford City certainly under the caution. Charlie Wiggett won't want to be done like that again. He was almost... ball went over his head, and Diani Mellor looked like he was going to race through on goal. Just did enough to put him off there. O'Shea Ellis, it's not a great ball to Darnell Johnson, who still waits for the ball to go back to him. Jacob Roddy does well to recover. And this frantic half seems to continue. The ball goes all the way back to Lewis, smashes it long. And again, Macclesfield win the ball back. They'll play it down again. Here's Buckley-Ricketts again, over on the left wing. He'll go toe-to-toe with Burrows, who stands up well, and that is a really good challenge from George Burrows. Didn't dive in, just stayed, stood up. He's getting a bit frustrated, though, because the City defensive line has stayed deep. Another cross in, another catch for Sam Lewis. But as we approach the... we'll go into the 8th minute of this game, and it is all Macclesfield at the moment. Oxford City having to... remain patient. They're trying to slam it forward as quickly as they can. They're going for the old long direct foot balls forward, but at the moment it hasn't paid off, and as soon as Macclesfield get the ball back, they're equally as eager to get it forward. Again, Diani Mellor gets the wrong side of Charlie Wiggett, and this time Wiggett is pulls back his man, and he is blown up against the Macclesfield assistant here. Francis Jeffers is saying that to the 4th official, and I think the Macclesfield players are saying that too. Then that's happened twice now, they're saying. But this is a dangerous area for a free kick. It's just outside the it's just outside of the box, probably about 30 yards out towards the left. It's given everyone from Macclesfield just a little bit of licence to roam up from the back and stand on the edge of the D. Oxford City keeping a high line here again, just in line with the middle of the D. But it looks as though it's going to be either James Edmondson or his counterpart there. I can't quite see the number of. He's going to float across in. Sam Lewis has already been troubled by Luke Duffy, so having to be on his toes here. Again, cross in, floated in. It's a free header. It's a header down, and it bounces back to Sam Lewis, who saw that late because Jacob Roddy was stood in front of him, but he managed to smother it nonetheless. Here's Isaac Westendorf, who's pinning his man. He's being held himself here, but it's a brilliant ball from Humphrey Ewers down the left. Matheson nips ahead of Alfie Potter, though, and manages to win that ball back. But Oxford City have won a throw-in quite high up the pitch here, and as I say that, I'm going to stand up because here's Alfie Potter to Jacob Roddy. And here's a chance for Ashby. Goes in towards the box, whips in across. It falls to O'Shea Ellis. It bounces around, still bouncing around. And then Oxford City still have the ball. I'm just joined by Tom Scott now, who's just come with us from the warm-up. Still City attacking though. Roddy back to Ashby. Dangerous area here if Ashby can negate his way forward, but he's just had his toe, the ball pinched off his toes there, and straight away Macclesfield dart down the line. And Isaac Buckley-Ricketts will try and beat George Burrows again. That's the first real chance we've seen for Oxford City to get up the field, but again, as soon as Ashby got the ball in that dangerous area, he was surrounded by blue shirts and eventually closed down. It gives me a great opportunity to introduce the commentator. Thank you, Tom, for joining us. It's a few steps up here.
Yeah.
And, it looks like you got a bit lost on the way.
No, I just blocked everyone's view for the free kick because I had to walk past them, but yeah, finally made it.
Of course, you were the man who got the assist for the first goal in the previous game. So what are you expecting from this game? Well, you're saying to me too. You could say that yourself.
What am I expecting? It'll be a tough game as usual. Obviously, they've come off the back of a great win, so it could be a good time to play them, or an even harder time to play them, to be fair. But it'll be a tough game as usual.
It's proving that way again. Macclesfield straight away. They're trying to get the ball over to Buckley-Ricketts on the left as soon as they can. So it looks as though that Charlie Riggett, the right-sided centre half, and George Burrows, the right back, are in for a bit of a long game here for Oxford City as Macclesfield continue to knock the ball around with a little bit more safety than they did on last Saturday against Crystal Palace, where they barely touched the ball. Alfie Potter picks the ball down with a brilliant touch, but then it's touched away from him from Dawson and eventually bounces past Westendorf. Again the ball over to Buckley-Ricketts. Cross in all the way over to Duffy, who chests the ball down just outside the box on the right. He finds Matheson, the right back, who's worked his way up to join him. City keeping the shape here, and they're having to keep it quite compact, and James Edmondson will... Again, they're moving the ball quite well here from right to left and then back again. But as soon as I say that, curse to the commentator, the ball is dispossessed quite sloppily, and it rolls out for an Oxford City throw-in on that far side. What's the game plan today then, Tom?
Do you want me to be honest? I don't actually know properly because I haven't been in proper training. We know how they play. We know what their strengths are. So we have been working on defending their strengths. We're going to have to defend now. Sorry to interrupt you, Tom, as Matheson, the right back, just darts forward. Shout a good defending from you, Tom. It was from Darnell Johnson as Matheson, his cross stopped and it goes behind for a corner. And again, City are going to have to do some defending here. It's the first corner of the game, and it looks as though it's going to be the number 28, which is James Edmondson, to go and take this. And we're only 14 minutes into this game. Still 0-0, but it's all Macclesfield as we start to go forward. And, just in front of the travelling contingent of Oxford City supporters, this corner is floated in towards the edge of the box, and Johnson's getting his shirt pulled. It'll bounce all the way back out to Edmondson, who plays a first-time pass to the deepest outfielder, Matheson. He sends the ball deep in, and again, there's no one really near that. Josh Kay, the closest Macclesfield man to receiving that ball. The ball goes over his head and bounces out for a goal kick, and I think Oxford City will take that, because at the moment, about 14 minutes in, it has been all Macclesfield pressure so far. But I think the good thing for Oxford City is Sam Lewis, when he has been troubled, he's made some fairly simple stops, but the stops he's made, and Oxford City are still in this game at the moment. 0-0, 15 minutes in, joined here on BBC Sounds, on BBC Radio Oxford. If you want to listen to Oxford United's match against Bristol City, that's on 95.2 FM with Jerome and the team. Here on BBC Sounds, it's National League North Country between Macclesfield and Oxford City. Tight, George.
Well, George Burrows does stay tight, a little bit too tight according to the referee, as that ball just spills away. The referee, Tom Wilson, just having a little bit of a say in this game early on. There has been an early goal in a couple of National League North games. One isn't very good news for Oxford City, as Kidderminster are losing to Worksop, who are in and around the bottom as that kind of pack begins to mould as we go on. Oxford City's win on Saturday against Buxton was certainly big in getting them out of the relegation zone. They have played more games than some of their counterparts, though, so how long they can stay out of it will be down to picking up more wins. They have not won away from home in the league. Well, they've not won at all away from home, actually, this season. So they need to stop that rock. Can they do it today? If they could, it would be pretty spectacular. Here's O'Shea Ellis, the midfielder, on loan from Birmingham City.
Good lad, Isaac.
He's Isaac Westendorf's gone down there. He's holding his head. There's more moans and groans from the Macclesfield supporters because, he did take a whack on the head there.
Yeah,
the referee
said
didn't see much wrong with it. He has to stop it because it's a head injury. And they're frustrated because Diani Mella could have been in there.
Although what I would say is Isaac did head the ball first and he followed through, so...
You're blaming your teammate there, are you?
No, it could easily be a foul to us. Because he didn't get anywhere near the ball, really.
Straight away, the referee's just trying to get this ball back. I'm not quite sure what he's going to...
Drop ball to the... I don't know.
Well...
Because they've just given the ball away.
It's a drop ball for...
28 just giving the ball away. To them. Drop ball to them, apparently.
Well, they did have the ball, so it's a drop ball to Macclesfield. I'm not sure where. I don't think the referee's sure where the drop ball should be. He eventually takes it in the middle of the park, and straight away, Paul Dawson, the Macclesfield captain, smashes the ball into the face of Ashby. It was quite a good block in the end. Ashby didn't find it funny though. Still going on here down the right, and it goes off Luke Duffy. The ball bounces out for an Oxford City throw in deep within their half. 17 minutes into this one, it's Macclesfield 0, Oxford City 0, and on a new artificial pitch here since the old club were liquidated at Macclesfield Town, new 3G surface. The rain is starting to come down and give it a little bit more zip, which would suit both of these sides, you'd expect. Again, another sloppy ball from Macclesfield given away, and that just gives George Burrows the opportunity to play in Clark. He does it again as the ball bounces back to him. Can Clark get control of the ball? He can. He's taken down, but he's also found Ashby. Surely there's no advantage there.
Got to be an advantage.
Well, the referee has not given anything. I don't think he's even given an advantage from a foul before, which is quite ridiculous. And Isaac Westendorf goes in on his man a little bit late. That definitely was a foul. And Lewis Lacey's the man that is fouled, and Westendorf getting a talking to. But what I would say is the referee here, Tom Wilson, is interrupting the game quite a lot. So he might just need to get his, put his own stamp on this game, because at the moment there's the rate of the challenges and the severity of them are slowly creeping up, and if you just keep that that festering, that sort of aggression bubbling beneath the pot, it could just explode as we go on throughout the game. But at the moment, Oxford City just keeping the head above the water themselves. O'Shea Ellis has been dispossessed here, and here's Diani Mella straight away from range, shoots. It's blocked straight away from Darnell Johnson. Here's Potter straight away looking for Westendorf, but as soon as he does that, it's a really impressive block. Matheson is pressed by Roddy. Roddy goes all the way past him though, and Roddy's going to have to really dart back to get into position. He's bounced back to the right back. Matheson all the way by the byline and the corner flag, sends a cross in towards goal, bounces with Buckley Ricketts. He needs to find the opportunity for a shot, and in the end he kicks air. Oh, what a chance that was for Macclesfield, but eventually it's gone awry.
Got one there.
I think you're absolutely right there, Tom Scott. I'll get you to talk through it in just a moment, but that ball was floated across. There's an injury here to Jacob Roddy. He's just holding his shoulder here, which is more bad news for Oxford City with their threadbare team. But that ball floated across the box. Buckley Ricketts took it down, and when he could have just supplied the finishing touch, he swipes at the ball, swipes there, and a chance goes a-begging. Let off. What have you made of the first 18 minutes then, Tom?
It's been difficult for us. We've had to withstand a lot of pressure. They've had a couple of chances, but I think we need to get ourselves a bit higher to have a chance to even get a bit of possession when we retain the ball or get the ball back, because what's happening is that we're so deep, and then when they get a press on and we get the ball back, they're already on top of us, so it's very hard to make anything out of it.
Well, it's good to see that Roddy's back on his feet here. Isaac Westendorf certainly doing a lot of chasing so far, but hasn't really had the opportunity to threaten at the moment, but he's certainly doing the hard yards up front as he continues with Josh Ashby to press and probe. But at the moment, the Oxford City goalkeeper Sam Lewis has been tested quite a few times. Max Durnley, the Macclesfield goalkeeper, hasn't really been tested at all. I don't think he's even touched the ball until he's just booted the ball down the field there, and that will be something that Oxford City need to improve on. Like I said, never won away this season. That needs to change, and they will have to come to places like Macclesfield as we go on through the season to try and turn that around. Here's Matheson, who's found his man. Again, Dawson, he loves those sideways balls. He gets the ball, opens out, and sends a lovely sparring ball over to the left. Here's Buckley Ricketts now. Again on the edge of the area, chance here for Macclesfield. Over to Matheson, he's in loads of room. Matheson smashes it over the crossbar. Another chance, the best chance of the game for Luke Matheson, the man. The only change from that Saturday win over Crystal Palace. He comes in, he was in loads of space there. I'm not sure if even any of the Oxford City defenders knew he was there. In the end, he blasts it over the crossbar. Been quite a heightened press box here, Tom, so it's probably even a little bit closer than it looked from up here. But Oxford City getting away with one there again. How long can they go on like this, though?
Not too long, you'd think. They've started very well. We can't quite seem to get any sort of grip on the game at the minute. And we need too far before the game gets either too stretched or too far away.
Not at the moment, so still 0-0 here, but we're not quite sure how after those last two almost missed opportunities for the hosts. But in our other local games, it's Chinner who lead in the rugby, and at the moment it's Yeovil 1, Brackley 1 in the National League. So ball hitting O'Shea Ellis on the arm. He's
not sure about that.
He's looking around like as if he's not sure what it's about, but the referee certainly strong enough to give it. Still 0-0 over at the Kassam as well between Oxford United and Bristol City. Worksop now 2-0 up against Kidderminster Harriers, so they continue to score the goals, which isn't great for Oxford City's predicament. However, there's another chance here in this game which they need to concentrate on most of all, to float the ball into the area, and Luke Duffy is going to take this free kick right slap bang in the middle of the half, of the Oxford City half. Again, everyone apart from Matheson and the taker Duffy up to try and attack this. It's not a bad ball, it's crossed, it's all the way over towards the number 12 Sam Heathcote here. Again, Buckley Ricketts offside is there, but it is offside, and again when those offside calls come, it's a little bit of a chance to take a deep breath, isn't it,
and
Tom?
a breather,
it has been pretty relentless from Macclesfield so far.
Get ourselves together.
So just looking down at the dugout, both managers are in touch with their assistants here, John Rooney and Francis Jeffers, just having a bit of a natter down by the halfway line. And this injury here to the Macclesfield players just going to allow the Oxford City team just to go over to the bench and get some water and fluid, whatever. It just gives us a
information,
chance. Yeah, just gives us a chance. Even Sam Lewis is going to go over and have a little chat here. Just gives us a chance to talk to you, Tom. Obviously, you'd love to be out there. I think Ross Jenkins and Andy Ballard would love to see you out there as well on the pitch, because they've only been able to name 5 substitutes today due to those illnesses. First and foremost, how far away are you? I've seen you just doing some of the runs in the last few games before. You're nearing a return, hopefully. I'm hoping I'm right when saying that.
Yeah, I wasn't too far away from being involved today, to be fair. It was sort of whether it was worth the risk, I'd say. Obviously, I've only had 2 proper sessions, so I probably need a bit more time, a solid week to get a bit more into me, test out a few things that I need to test out, and I'm hoping to be involved next Saturday against Fylde, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Fingers crossed you can be against Fylde. Another game in which you scored in, of course, and probably assisted.
No, I didn't. No, not that one, mate. No.
See, I got that one. I got that one right.
Yeah.
Still, the Macclesfield player's down. I'm not quite sure who it is. It's not the captain Dawson. It might be. I think it's number 20.
Yeah, centre half, number 12.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. Couldn't quite see his shirt. I'm glad you've seen that. It's Sam Heathcote that's down. Well, he's up to his feet. He's up to his feet now. I think it is number 12. Good eyesight. Sam Heathcote. He's back to his feet now, and with a springing in step, he actually runs off to get back to his defensive line. So I wonder if he was just making a few extra minutes down to just get a bit more of a breather. City haven't really had a shot yet. What do they need to do to try and work their way forward here?
Well, first off, get up the pitch to be able to get in the range to have a shot. Make a few passes, calm down a bit, and it should come.
Well, again, they'll try and work the ball over to the right. It's just a little bit too powerful for Ewan Clark to latch onto. Eventually goes out for a goal kick, and Macclesfield City do get a bit of passing. You was talking about it there. They did link up quite well in the centre of the pitch between the Humphrey-Ewers, Westendorf and Ashby. They did work their way forward there. They're not quite creating a chance.
That's what we need to do. Press from the front. Try and nick it back in higher positions.
Again, still going here. Duffy just heads the ball past Ellis O'Shea. He does his best to get his body in front of his man, but he continues running down the right-hand side. He's done well to cut a pass in, and Humphrey-Ewers sticks out a leg. Still they're going forward here, and Duffy's found Matheson with a brilliant ball. Matheson crossed in, stabbed away from Johnson. City opting to try and play the way out, but in doing so, they just need to clear this ball, surely. Roddy tries his best to do that. Ellis O'Shea darts to the line to try and get Dawson, who gets his body in front of the ball, turns himself away, and has kept that ball in for Macclesfield. They're gaining momentum here. They are building up. Oxford City doing everything to try and disrupt them at the moment. Ball forward again, goes all the way through to the back line. Darnell Johnson, he's sent one way and then the other, and Josh Kay's in here for the byline. Josh Kay, Buckley Ricketts, unmarked to the back stick, surely must score. What a brilliant block that is from George Burrows. Again, Buckley Ricketts, the man, unmarked on the back stick. Oh, both of the wingers from Macclesfield are getting the freedom of the flanks, if you like. And again, Buckley Ricketts picked out over on the right, and as soon as he should have really hit the back of the net, George Burrows flings his body at it.
He probably should have took it first time though.
I think he should have done. I think he should have done that in the first instance as well.
Yeah.
However, Jacob Roddy, as he boots the ball out of the ground here, maybe not quite, manages just again to put the ball out for a throw in, and City just need to get themselves lined up here. But Burrows with a brilliant block, and it almost went out for a corner, but it's blocked. The shot was blocked and bounced into Sam Lewis's midriff, which was even better. But City at the moment, certainly the ones doing the most defending. This time the ball goes over the head of Burrows. Charlie Wiggett stands up to the on-running Buckley Ricketts. We keep mentioning his name, Tom, and that's going to be difficult, isn't it, when you've got a winger like that running at you constantly?
Yeah, he's quite a good player. We played against him a few times. I think he was at the Curzon winger last year.
He was.
And he scored in the reverse fixture. He's been relatively quiet, I'd say. I'd say most of the possessions come down our left-hand side so far.
Chance again, Dawson on the edge of the area. He goes to shoot, and again, I think that's quite a good challenge there from Isaac Westendorf. But he's bundled in the back of Paul Dawson, and both of them hurt here. Macclesfield put the ball in the back of the net. The whistle had already gone. It won't count. But this is a free kick, dead centre, and absolutely prime territory for a free kick taker here. This is going to be a test of Sam Lewis. He needs to make a solid wall. Isaac Westendorf still down here, hurt. Hopefully that's not too bad. But Tom, this is looking dangerous here.
I think he hit the back of the Macclesfield's foot, which is obviously what's made him go down. But yeah, it's in a great position. Should probably be a 5-man wall, I'd say.
It's really close in. It's probably about 20 yards out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isaac Westendorf still down. Still down. I'm not quite sure what's going on here for Westendorf. He's not being able to have any sort of medical attention or anything like that. So straight away he goes back, and you can hear those sarcastic cheers, can't you, from the Macclesfield supporters? He gets up with a limp. I'm not quite sure what was.
That's all them. And he kicked the back of someone's foot.
He's still down on his haunches. He's in pain. That's for sure. Whether not sure. Well, anyway, he's back to his feet, and it is a 5-man wall, but it is very, very dangerous. There's 4.
He's also not moving great.
There's 4 men over this. This free kick, it's hit by Dawson. Oh, and it's not far away. The captain, who was the hero on Saturday, almost scored the first goal in this game as well. But it would have taken something very special to whip the ball over the wall and get as much dip on it as it needed to bounce it towards the net.
Sometimes it's too close. You want 25 plus to be able to get the ball down.
Might have just been. Again, Isaac Westendorf, he's still in pain here. He's going to have to get medical treatment here. He's going to cause a lot of... I don't think you feign injury for this long. He's definitely hurt.
He's a strong boy as well. So.
Yeah. Well, that is exactly what Oxford City do not need. Josh Parker is on the bench if they do need him, and he's just warming up here with for Oxford City in case he is needed. But half an hour gone, 15 minutes to go plus stoppage time. It's been all Macclesfield in this game. City, at the moment, the way that this game's gone, if Oxford City go into the interval at 0-0, it'll be in a positive half for them.
I agree. Haven't really got going in the first 30 odd minutes. Needs to change something, needs to do something different to get ourselves back in the game. Get some passes in, calm us down a little bit. I think we're a bit rushed whenever we do get the ball. Want to go score straight away.
Still, Isaac Westendorf down. Still, he's getting wrapped up here. His left leg, so his left foot. As I said, his injury problems, Isaac Westendorf has been fluttering in and out of the team, of course. He started the season like the house on fire. He is up and limping off. He's going to have to go off because the physio's come on. So Oxford City are going to be momentarily down to 10 as Sam Lewis still waits to take this free kick. There have been quite a few stoppages as well for both sides, in fact. So I just wonder how many additional minutes we're going to get.
He's just demonstrated that he did kick the back of his foot.
Still we tick on, 33 on the clock now. And Sam Lewis is just about to take this goal kick. Smashes it down the field, back underway. There's no Isaac Westendorf to attack this. I think Ashby realised that late, so had to run into the centre of the park. Westendorf is beckoned back on now, but Oxford City have lost the ball. Here is the number 15, Lewis Lacey, headed by Diani Mellor, who's at the moment, Diani Mellor has been getting the better of Charlie Wiggett, but that time he's not going to get the better of George Burrows. He's certainly a very good player, Diani Mellor, but that will break because, again, City giving the ball away. They can't seem to find another green shirt. Westendorf down again. He's going to have to come off, surely.
Yeah.
Still Macclesfield attack. Here's Matheson. Cross in. Darnell Johnson smashes it out for a throw-in, and they're going to have to make the change now, surely. The Macclesfield fans are not happy. I think the referee is what do you do? I mean, he's really upset. He's going to have to limp off here. He's had many injury problems. Ross Jenkins is saying stay on.
I think he needs to give him some time for Parks to get ready. So
Ross Jenkins is just saying to Jazz Simpkin, the physio, to come on and treat him again. And the fourth official was trying to say to the Oxford City manager that no, you can't bring the physio on. I don't think you can do that. John Rooney, the manager, is gone in over to have a go at the fourth official and have a go at Ross Jenkins as well. And they're all kicking off now on the touchline. It's getting all a bit heated down here, and it's all come from the referee's sort of inability to control the game. Josh Parker is getting ready to come on. It's a good call from Oxford City to actually bring the physio on because it just gives Josh Parker that little bit extra time to get
ready and learn his jobs.
It's a real shame for Isaac Westendorf, who is in real pain, and it's another injury for him and another injury for Oxford City. And now that bench of 5 goes down to 4, and Josh Parker, introduced 10 minutes before the interval, he's on for Isaac Westendorf. And Westendorf is getting a little bit of pelters from the Macclesfield bench as well.
Replacing number 9, Isaac Westendorf, is number 14, Josh Parker.
Well, here is a throw-in for Matheson. Launched into the box, headed into the area, out by Ellis. Dawson, overhead kick.
Nowhere near.
from our angle, for a split second, it looked like it was going towards Sam Lewis's goal, but it did go nowhere near. 10 minutes to go, Tom Scott. What are your thoughts going into these last 10? City have to keep it tight from here, don't they?
Yeah, can't concede in these last 10 minutes. Like you said earlier, if we get in at 0-0, for us that's a good half. From the looks of this first half, it's been very tough to get any sort of rhythm going. A lot of defending. So yeah, hopefully get in the next 10 minutes, 0-0, and go from there.
Just Parker on here. Parker straight away goes into the back of Sam Heathcote. Cries of red card and off. Straight away, Josh Parker is into a bit of a slanging match with Josh Kay. Well, Josh Kay is in a slanging match with Parker. Grabs his shirt. Chance of red card. And I just wonder whether referee Tom Wilson is going to start refereeing anytime soon, because he's not really doing anything. He's just having a good long look at this. Josh Parker, he's been on the pitch for a matter of seconds. If he was to be sent off, it would be absolutely ridiculous for him to be sent off this soon. I didn't quite see that though, Tom Scott. Can you tell me what happened there?
I don't think he did anything. I think the centre half's milking it a bit, and the ref's probably going to fall for it.
Well, let's hope not, because the referee's just speaking to Josh Parker. Josh Parker's putting his point across. John Rooney, the Macclesfield manager, is in the Oxford City. He's in the Oxford City technical area more than his own, pretty much. Yeah. As he keeps wandering and wandering. And I think the referee again, he's not going to book him. The Macclesfield fans, you can hear what they think. And now, because Sam Heathcote's received treatment, he's going to have to come off. And this crowd of over 2,000 is the estimate, is boiling over a little bit again. And Josh Parker, who, to be fair, does like to wind a lot of players up. He is, let's say, left one on. Heathcote. Paul Dawson tries to dummy him into smashing the ball into his face, and again the protestations continue between the two. Again, Paul Rooney, the manager, is just having what for with Ross Jenkins. Still we go on though. There is a football match on, by the way. It's still 0-0 between Macclesfield and Oxford City. We've not seen much football though in the last few minutes.
It is a football match.
Ashby Fowl wins the free kick, and I think if that had happened in the first 10 minutes, there'd be no, what for around the ground. But the referee's antics in this game has just made sure that this game is bubbling away. But Oxford City's threadbare squad with illness. No Zach McEachran, no DJ Sturridge, no Aaron Harper-Bailey today, all of whom are out with illness. And Isaac Westendorf, who led the line, lasted only 35 minutes. He had to come off with injury. Again, Parker leaves one on his man, goes in behind. Can he just get there? No, he can't. And goes into the back of for a little bit of a rematch with Sam Heathcote, who he hugs and they make up. They kiss and make up, don't they, as they give each other a little high five
until the next one.
But here's a battle out there at the moment. Well,
you can leave one on him here then. No.
You know what? He needs to be careful, Josh Parker, because he can't let this sort of
the referee's
hostile atmosphere
the referee's
get to
probably
him.
Waiting for one or the other to do something so he can book him. I've seen it a lot.
Dawson as well, just sitting in front of the midfielders. He's just getting licensed to get a bit of space and spray balls out to either wing. And he's doing a real good job of it, the Macclesfield captain. Matheson forced to go back though. It's better shape here from Oxford City. Ball forward again. George Burrows cuts it out. Good play from him to spot that. But again, Buckley Ricketts is in the space here. Again, Burrows goes down. Free kick to Oxford City. Again, I think that's quite soft. I think Burrows just got the wrong side of him and was meant to lean in him on the man, and
good defending.
So.
Good
but
defending.
He has done very, very well there, very well. And at the moment, this game hasn't got a goal. As we go into the last 5 minutes, what's it like to play in an atmosphere like this, Tom? You need to keep your head, don't you?
Yeah, their fans obviously quite loud, quite good.
Well, a break, because City could have been away there, but Parker, who takes the ball down well with the battle with Heathcote, invites Potter to stab at goal, and eventually it doesn't get forward there.
Relax.
Parker's just brought the ball down. Here's Ellis O'Shea. Brilliant ball from O'Shea to find Ewan Clark, but again, City just can't feel the ball. It'd be interesting to see the possession stats here at half-time. Long ball forward, won by Johnson, and back. Referee getting in the way of Latrell Humphrey-Hughes there. It's found its way out to Buckley Ricketts, still moving the ball along the left here. Okay, over on the right, Matheson just about keeps it in, but O'Shea Ellis wins that. Just stabs the ball through to Parker, and City really need to get a counter-attack on here. He could have turned and fell his way forward there. Kay tries to leave one on Parker. He tries to leave one on him. Meanwhile, O'Shea Ellis cuts inside, gets past one. Brilliant ball from O'Shea Ellis. Probably the pass of the half for Oxford City. He's found Ewan Clark over on the right. They need to create a chance here. Burrows crossing. Oh, it's stabbed at. Potter. Ashby! Oh, his left-footed volley goes inches wide, and that is a very good chance for Oxford City. Their first chance of the half, to be frank, but it was not far away from the skipper with his weaker foot, and that was close. Well, should he have done better, or do you think that's a fair shot?
I didn't think he had to hit it as hard as he did. He had quite a lot of time, to be fair, but I think you need to relax a little bit more.
So you have to wait 42 minutes for the first chance of this game. But it was close from Ashby, who's playing in that more advanced role today in the place of Zach McEachran. Still City press. Here's Heathcote, Dawson. Can Oxford City just keep in this game? They don't want to concede now. Here is Buckley Ricketts. Again, Macclesfield just keeping the ball a little bit better than they have done. Ball from the back from Heathcote, still moving it round over towards the left. And cut inside here, they're looking for an option, but Ellis O'Shea wins that ball. Started well here, Ellis O'Shea. Another ball over towards Matheson, he'll get there as well. Right on the byline, clips the ball in. It's looped into the area. Humphrey-Hughes can only head it out towards the number 15 there, Lewis Lacey, and eventually George Burrows jumps on that to dispossess and intercepts before the ball can get through to Buckley Ricketts. Out for a Macclesfield throw-in, taken incredibly quickly, and Josh Gay will go over to win this ball. He wants to get forward as soon as possible. Bounces out to the edge of the area here. Chance for Macclesfield, takes the deflection. Sam Lewis is just... well, he can't get there, and the ball almost dribbles behind for a corner. 44 minutes here. Corner to Macclesfield. Opportunity now for the hosts, who James Edmondson will take a short corner, will he? No, it's a short option. Luke Duffy, well, he goes into the box and then moves away, but it will go into the box. It's looped in. It's not a bad corner, and headed away by Wiggett. Eventually, Ewan Clark smashes the ball into the air. He could have relaxed there. But that's not a great header away from Matheson, and eventually as Parker loops the ball back into the Macclesfield half, Ewan Clark just isn't in the right area or quick enough to really latch onto that, and that was a bit disappointing, because City could have made something out of nothing there, just by chance. Still though, we're at a deadlock. Both teams battling towards the ball here. Ellis O'Shea, he's doing really well out there. Ellis O'Shea, the lad on loan from Birmingham City. Josh Ashby's just dropped a little bit deeper to regain this, and just tries to dictate the tempo here, as he'll go back to Sam Lewis and just keeps the ball, which I think is important for Oxford City here.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they've had a lot of the game without it. Wiggett, oh, risky ball, but it pays off as he finds O'Shea Ellis, who tries to thread through Potter. Jacob Roddy is making a brilliant run up with him on the left, but they've not picked the heads up to find him. Still, they'll work the way over on the right here. Clark tries to get to the byline, he runs it out. Oh, Ewan Clark should have got that ball in. But if Potter or Parker had picked their head up and seen Jacob Roddy, he was in acres of space.
Free by himself. The winger hadn't followed and tracked him.
Well, let's see how many minutes of added time we're going to get. We're going to get 6.
Yeah, that's about right. A lot of stoppages. Obviously, Isaac went down twice.
You can't complain, can you? There's been Isaac's been down twice. Isaac Westendorf, who's had to come off. Josh Parker on for him, of course. There's been a few Macclesfield players that have required treatment as well. So we are into 6 added minutes, which is rarely seen in the first half of football matches now. Here is Buckley Ricketts, though, attacking for Macclesfield down the left. He'll go toe-to-toe with Burrows. Burrows again, just
well done,
about.
Sammy.
I think he might have even got a toe on that.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's brilliant keeping from Sam Lewis, who comes off his line to smother that just before Diani Mello, who started the game off really brightly, could linger there. Again, City blasting the ball forward, but as soon as they get it into a dangerous area, there's about 2 green shirts and the rest are blue. They're trying to win every ball they can, but at the moment it has been a little bit of a battle. Still, neither side can break the deadlock here. Ball forward again, looks to go over the head of Burrows. It will go over the head of Burrows, and Buckley Ricketts can try and bring that ball forward. Oh, Burrows has just got his left leg on that. It goes out for a corner. I'm going to say that's good defending. I know it has gone out for a corner, but he's had to stop Buckley Ricketts there, and he did.
Yeah, but probably shouldn't be beating off one ball, though. That's the only problem. It's very obvious where he was going.
Luke Duffy is going to take a corner over on this far side now. As we continue, it's been all Macclesfield. We kind of sat towards looking at the end there attacking, because it has been all them at the moment. Still going though. Duffy about to put his right arm in the air and swing one in, and he does. It's deep into the half. Still both teams jostling in there. Kay wins it, dribbles the ball out over on the far side of the box, tries to win another corner and does. Jacob Roddy that time standing up to Josh Kay. It's another corner. You look at Macclesfield's bench as well, you've got some really experienced options to bring on. Danny Whitehead won promotion from the National League with them, played for AFC Fylde. Elliot Osborne's just joined from Altrincham. Still another corner to defend here, and it is Macclesfield who continue to knock at the door. Left-footed in swinger, again dangerous, and it bounces off a blue shirt and goes out for a goal kick. And again, Oxford City's supporters over in that far side, the 15 or so, can breathe a sigh of relief. 1.5 minutes to go, Tom. City need to go in at 0-0, don't they?
1.5? Come on, Katie.
Sorry, I'm thinking of 5 minutes. There's more than that to go.
There is.
I'm getting to...
and 5 minutes would be 49, so that's 4 minutes.
There's a long way to go. I think I'm just trying to manifest the half-time whistle. It's not the first. It's not the first.
It was 3.5
today.
3.5 minutes ago, yeah.
Still we go on. It's still Macclesfield 0, Oxford City 0 though. Couple of goals going in the Premier League. Still 0-0 at Oxford United 2 against Bristol City, and that's half-time in that game. Still we go on as that ball will bounce back to Sam Lewis. In the Premier League, Chelsea are leading by a goal to 0 at Brentford. Leeds 0, Fulham 0, Liverpool 1, Burnley 0, Sunderland 1, Palace 1, and Tottenham 0, West Ham 1.
Too straight.
Again, a ball through, looking for Josh Ashby to try and just pick something out the bag there to run on in behind. Again, ball down the line, won by Charlie Wiggett, hooked back in by Burrows, but it's gone out. Now it's a little bit of an injury here for Rolin Meniesi, the number 5 for Macclesfield, the centre half, who's barely even touched the ball, I have to say. Throw in taken. Meniesi will run off that injury though to continue to play here. He's James Edmondson. Again over to that corner. Burrows a busy man as he just tries to marshal Buckley Ricketts. He's going to have to do that throughout the 90. But the overlapping run has found its man. Real chance here. Oh, and it's just poked wide and into the side netting. What a brilliant chance that was for Macclesfield.
I thought he should have passed it, but I think his second touch was a bit too baggy.
Well, straight away, John Rooney, the Macclesfield manager, turns around to his bench and goes, "Is that shot?" I think he was fuming. He should have pulled it back. He could have pulled it back. If he did, it was most likely going to be 1-0 to Macclesfield.
Yeah, like I said, I think his second touch let him down a little bit, so it almost blocked off the cutback. So he had really no choice but to shoot or run into the trail.
So again, being held, Josh Parker, Alvy Potter just backheels the ball into an area. Has that gone out for an Oxford City throw-in? Yes, it has, and that's almost like a bit of a sigh of relief because it's further up the field.
Nothing silly here.
Still the ball is thrown in. Parker again getting his shirt pulled, but keeps it in the area. Well, it's keeping it in the corner. Roddy's found Ashby. Can someone find Roddy? No. Nice and neat little footwork there to get out of an area. Darnell Johnson really marshalling his man well, but he's been taken out of the equation. Ellis O'Shea, brilliant ball in. Roddy goes down, and this pile of footballers continues to build up. Wiggett stabs away, bounces. Where will it bounce to? We're into the last 30 seconds of added on time, and here's a chance for Macclesfield. Buckley Ricketts goes toe-to-toe with Burrows again. Burrows again wins a goal kick, surely. Oh no, he's gone out for a corner. Well, Burrows was absolutely adamant that had gone out for a goal kick.
Out of the corner.
Well, it goes out for a corner, and this will surely be the last chance of the half. And how demoralising it would be if Oxford City concede here, because it has been all Macclesfield in this half. Can they make their dominance really count here with another corner? It's almost running down the hill to take this, Luke Duffy, as he can swing them in, and he does. It's into a dangerous area, and it's caught by Sam Lewis, and that's good goalkeeping.
He's only got 8 seconds though, so we need to get up the pitch.
Well, we've had the 6 minutes here. The referee just meant to count down, and he needs to boot this out, and I'm getting a bit worried here, Tom Scott. Well, he gets to 2 seconds.
That was also quite longer than 8 seconds.
I thought that as well, but the referee did say 2. Humphrey Hughes heads the ball down, and there goes the half-time whistle. Half-time here. We've literally just had the half-time whistle here. It's Oxford City 0, Macclesfield 0, and it's been all Macclesfield in this first half, Jerome. There's not been too many chances to write home about, but it has been Sam Lewis, the star man of this game, making multiple, albeit standard saves to keep Macclesfield at bay. This game is starting to boil over a little bit. A few fiery challenges and a few frustrations from the home fans from a bit of time wasting, they seem to think, from Isaac Westendorf. Both benches also having a bit of a hoo-ha in that first half, and Oxford City's first and only chance of the half going to captain Josh Ashby, who volleys the ball over the bar just by inches. But apart from that, it's been all Macclesfield. Half-time here, it's Macclesfield 0, Oxford City 0.
In the Southern League, thank you, Andy. In the Southern League, the Banbury United game off because of a waterlogged pitch. Tame are trailing at home against Biggleswade FC in Southern League Division 1 Central. It's 0-0 between Bideford and Didcot in Division 1 South of the Southern League. Let's tell you what's been going on elsewhere in football then this afternoon. Premier League first up, early kick-off today. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 0 is a result. Chelsea, of course, under the new management of Liam Rossigna, they are 1-0 up against Brentford this afternoon. It's Leeds 0, Fulham 0 at half-time. You've got Liverpool 1, Burnley 0 at the break, Sunderland 1, Crystal Palace 1, and deep in stoppage time, Spurs 0, West Ham 1, with Forest against Arsenal still to come. To the Championship, the early kick-offs, Coventry 2, Leicester 1, a result. Ipswich 3, Blackburn Rovers 0, also a result. Watford 0, Millwall 2, completing the picture in the lunchtime games. Still playing at the Valley in the first half, Charlton 0, Sheffield United 0. Sheffield United down to 10 men in that game. 0-0 Oxford against Bristol City, is the score at the Kassam Stadium. Still 0-0 as well between Preston and Derby. That is confirmed as a half-time score. Goalless as well between Sheffield Wednesday and Portsmouth. Hull 2 up at Southampton. Carl Joseph amongst the goals. Stoke 0, QPR 0. QPR are here on Tuesday night. 7:45 kick-off at the Castad. We're on the air from 7 for that one. And it is Wrexham 1, Norwich 1. Sam Smith with an equaliser after Norwich went in front in that game. Swansea against Birmingham to come in a 5:30 kickoff. League 1 results from earlier. Bradford 1, Cardiff 2. Wigan 0, Bolton 1. Wimbledon 0, Doncaster 0 is a half-time. As is Barnsley 1, Blackpool 0. Burton 1, Huddersfield 1. 0-0 at half-time between Exeter and Stevenage. Leyton Orient 1. Reading 0, a goal right on half-time from Ballard in that game for Leyton Orient. 2-2 between Luton and Lincoln at the break. Mansfield 0, Port Vale 0 in that League 1 game. That's half-time at Field Mill. No Jamie McDonnell in the Mansfield side amid conversations that he might be on his way to Oxford. Nottingham Forest player who's been on loan at Mansfield in the first half of the season. Northampton 1, Wycombe 1 is a half-time score. Peterborough 0, Plymouth 1 likewise, and Stockport 1, Rotherham 1. League 2 full times. Chesterfield 0, Bromley 0. The leaders, who I think won 9 of their previous 10, held at Chesterfield under Andy Woodman, but their great winning run is over. But their lead at the top of the table looks pretty healthy, not least because Swindon are trailing at half-time against Carl Robinson's Salford by 2-1. Third place Walsall won 3-1 at Tranmere earlier on in the day. At the start of play, Walsall were the team in the final automatic promotion place. MK Dons looking to get there, 2-0 up at Accrington at half-time. Bristol Rovers 0, Colchester 0, the other Bristol team in big trouble at the foot of the Football League, as are Crawley, who are holding Notts County 0-0 at the break. Crewe 3, Barrow 1 is a half-time. Fleetwood 0, Cambridge 1. Gillingham 1, Newport 1. Grimsby 0, Barnet 0. Oldham 1, Cheltenham 1. Michael Appleton, Shrewsbury 0-0 with struggling Harrogate, and as I mentioned, Swindon 1, Salford 2. Salford have been 2 up in that game. Swindon have pegged them back. Difficult week for Swindon seems to be continuing. Here at the Kassam Stadium, 0-0 between Oxford United and Bristol City. On the text, it's not good, says Graham. I wish we could adopt the basketball rule, says Cutslow Yellow. Once you've crossed the halfway line into their half, you can't go back into yours. 3 or 4 times we've let them off the hook because our players have been frightened of giving it away. Get it up and in and make them play. Bit of pressure, and they're heading it out for corners. Like the lad on the wing already, Miles Pert Harris, he just needs to have a little bit of a natter with Curry. And that is true. The 2 debutants, Nick, have looked good, but they haven't looked quite on the same wavelength as their teammates a couple of times.
Yeah, very much so, and I suppose that is the case. Kind of as we said, I think it's trying so hard, got an unnecessary booking. He likes to receive the ball pretty deep and then play from there. But on a couple of occasions he's given the ball away. And down that left side, Pete Harris really has done a proper winger's job. He's been on the touchline all the way there, and just a couple of times with him and Jack Curry, just not quite on the same wavelength. But I've got to say, I can see a decent sort of partnership coming between those two, because I think Curry's had a very good game at left back today.
George Earthy looks like he's going to come on for Bristol City, and I wonder if they're going to take Morsey off, who's on a booking, and that was one of the things we were debating about, whether Oxford United would do that with Konak. So we'll see how that manifests itself. We don't know who Earthy is coming on for, but he is coming on for Bristol City in this second half. What else have we got? I'll take it so far, says the Yellow Goat. We need a few games to click under the new gaffer. Let's get Cameron Brannigan on the set pieces. New coach, same Oxford, says Ensham John. We haven't had a shot on goal in the first 45 minutes. And what's been said on X, who'd have thought we'd look more solid under Bloomfield than Rowett, says Oxford United Americas. Anyone that thought that Bloomfield was going to come in and be all cavalier, I'm not sure. And just before you make that comment on that, Nick, Vaux has come out ready to come on in the second half, so maybe those 2 players that have been booked, just speculating, are going to both be withdrawn, and maybe United have seen Earthy warming up and have responded.
Yeah, and I would think Vaux would replace Konak, wouldn't you? I would think that would be the one, rather a defensive midfielder. As we say, Morsey, fiery character, member for Exeter, obviously now been playing for Ipswich. What a good signing that is for Bristol City. He's been involved in everything, good and bad, and I would imagine that they don't want to risk him. No, and as you were saying earlier, people thought Oxford United were going to come out with this cavalier spirit and chase everything and try to... It's not going to happen, because Oxford United aren't going to win championship games.
Bit more possession today.
I think more possession, and I think the first quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, some decent play. We saw some decent long balls from Cameron Brannigan, one very good ball from Hellick. Both wide men sticking wide. Mills not really getting a good run at the fullback that he'd like to do. Lancashire started well, but Dickey and Atkinson have worn him down a bit, haven't they?
Yeah, to your point, the possession that Oxford had early on, I think after the first quarter of the game had elapsed, United had 55% possession. By half-time, Bristol City had 54% possession, so it had swung in the second quarter of the game. We're about to get into the third and then fourth quarter of the game. Oxford United and Bristol City about to make their changes, and we'll come back on 95.2 FM, digital radio and Freeview channel 714 with the second half of this one. Macclesfield against Oxford City will continue on BBC Sound, so on your smartphone and your smart speaker, with Brackley against Yeovil on the BBC Sport website NAP. The second half live next.
Every kick, tackle and goal.
And Parker cuts inside. Parker's in here. And City have made it 4-0.
All the action is just moments away.
And it's been taken. All the goals running in.
Banbury United, champions of the Southern League, Premier Division Central.
And we are underway.
This is BBC Radio Oxford Sport. Adam Ball.
Join me every weekday morning from 10 for some of this.
The world's first text message simply said...
How did it even get sent? Because phones didn't have keyboards or bed
Are you
numbers or
okay?
letters.
Yeah, they did.
What?
Are you okay?
So you're telling me that they invented phones that can text before the first text message was sent?
The only text message that can be sent is on a phone.
Well, no, because he might have done it from a computer.
So it was sent from... Oh, it was sent from a computer.
I rest my case.
Adam Ball. Join us every weekday morning from 10 and listen anytime. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Oxford.
Phil Mercer, Sunday morning from 6.
Every Sunday breakfast, we bring you inspirational stories.
It renews that feeling of belonging.
Stories of belief.
You can most definitely know God, and He can fill the depths of your heart.
Stories of faith.
It's really fun. You get fit and you get to socialise while you're doing it.
Making a difference.
They have additional 400 to 500 people joining their services.
And offering support and love.
You can just come together, make friends and just kind of, I think, offload in a way.
Hear a different view of the world every Sunday morning from 6.
BBC Radio Oxford.
Well, welcome back to the Leeson.com Stadium, or the Moss Rose as it's more traditionally known. A little bit of an overlap here today, obviously 6 minutes and a little bit actually of added time on that first half. Sort of taken us over a little bit of the Oxford United kick-off times, obviously a lot more of a positive and cagey game there in Matt Bloomfield's first game, of course. If you do want to listen to that one and you're tuning in and you're thinking, well, where's Jerome and his fantastic commentary and where's Matt Bloomfield? Well, that's on 95.2 FM on your original radios. Here online on BBC Sounds, it is commentary in National League North. It's Macclesfield 0, Oxford City 0, and it has been all Macclesfield in this game. If anyone thought that it might have been, a little bit of, they might have had a bit of a honeymoon after their FA Cup giant killing, they'd be wrong. But they haven't managed to find the back of the net so far. Sam Lewis, the Oxford City goalkeeper, by far the busier of the two goalies so far, making a number of standard but impressive saves to keep Macclesfield at bay. But as we've seen, as long as Oxford City are in games, they've got a chance, and they almost took the lead themselves. But Josh Ashby's fierce left-footed volley went whiskers wide of the post, and Max Durnley, the Macclesfield goalkeeper, who in truth hasn't had anything to do really, could only stand and watch that flash past his post. City are threadbare. They've been hit by a illness in the camp, which means that there's no Zach McEachran, DJ Sturridge or Aaron Harper-Bailey in the squad at all today, and that threadbare squad was made even lighter when striker Isaac Westendorf had to come off. Josh Parker has come on for him, but in doing so he went down 3 times individually in different passages of play in that first half, and that seemed to rile up the Macclesfield fans and bench, as well as a number of fouls and challenges that referee Tom Wilson decided to not really get involved with. But as it stands, it is 0-0. You'd imagine that if the game carries on the same way, Macclesfield will win this one, but Oxford City need to come out a better side. They've not really managed to keep hold of the ball, and although the scoreline looks quite positive at the moment, it might not end like that if they can't bring the game to today's giant killers, if you like. We are still waiting for the teams, of course, with that little overlap. The bench is out, just having a bit of a warm up here. So I'll go through some of the half-time scores if you just missed them. Of course, those second halves getting underway gradually. It's Chelsea 1, Brentford 0 in the Premier League. Obviously, Liam Rossignol back at home for Stamford Bridge, the new Chelsea manager, getting off to a positive start there. It's Leeds 0, Fulham 0. Liverpool lead by a goal to 0 against Burnley at Anfield. It's Sunderland 1, Crystal Palace 1. Enzo Lafay equalising just 3 minutes after Yeremy Pino, who scored here on Saturday for Palace, their only consolation goal in that giant killing, getting the goal for Palace. And Tottenham are down by a goal to 0 against West Ham. And of course, that big result earlier on in the game, it's finished in the Manchester derby. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 0. A brilliant start for Michael Carrick's interim period as Manchester United manager after Darren Fletcher was stood down. The Macclesfield players are back out now. They've come out to a bit of applause, and the Oxford City substitutes slowly meandering out from the tunnel as well. We're not too far away from kick-off in this one. Just in the National League North as well, as both of these two teams are concerned, there has been a few goals going in, but a lot of the games are 0-0. It seems as though all the goals are going in certain games. It's Fylde 0, Scarborough 0, Bedford 2, Southport 1, Buxton 0, Marine 0, Chester 1, Chorley 1, Curzon Ashton 0, AFC Telford 4, Darlington 2, Alfreton 0, which is a positive for Oxford City. Kidderminster, though, losing 2-0 at home to Worksop, which is not a positive for Oxford City, as Worksop were in that kind of mesh of teams in the relegation battle. Kings Lynn versus Hereford here at Macclesfield. Merthyr against Peterborough, all 0-0, and it's South Shields 2, Leamington 0 now. They've just scored after the break. And Spennymoor 0, Radcliffe 3. And of course, we'll keep you updated with the score at the Kassam. 5 minutes into that one, it is still Oxford United 0, Bristol City 0. Will Volks on at the break for Oxford United, replacing the debutant Yunus Konak, and for Bristol City, George Earthy has come on for Scott Twine. If you want to listen to that one, 95.2 FM on to listen to Jerome and the team. 5 minutes into the second half of that one. Here, the Oxford City team are now out for the second half, and I'm also joined back by my lovely co-commentator Tom Scott. Tom, fly on the wall. What has Ross Jenkins said, without giving too much of the tactics away, of course? What's he said at the break?
A lot of it was to be a bit more braver, to get yourself on the ball, to be a bit more aggressive, all over the pitch really. And yeah, that's it. Stay in the game if they have a spell like they did in the first half, and yeah, see what we can get out of it.
Well, we had a big spell, and fingers crossed Oxford City, as both teams come out for the break now, can just keep their heads above water. And like we saw with that Josh Ashby chance, if they can just keep themselves in the game, then there are chances to be had.
Yep.
Well, as soon as that happens there, the whistle goes, and we have a bit of a false start. So we are not underway here yet. So let's wait till we are. So here we go. There goes the whistle. We are underway, and Macclesfield get us underway and smash the ball forward towards George Burroughs. And let's see if what you've just said there comes to fruition, Tom Scott. Yep. Can these Oxford City players just get on the ball and show a bit more of bravery, perhaps, to get in Macclesfield faces, and at least just force Max Durnley, the Macclesfield goalkeeper, into a few saves. The sun has started to go down now as Durnley receives the ball. Takes a touch, sends it forward. Buckley Ricketts takes it down, and that ball was almost coming for us then, Tom Scott. It goes out for an Oxford City.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
An Oxford City throw in. Luckily the roof's there to stop it. And Lewis Lacey doesn't damage any of the commentary equipment, and more importantly my friend here, Tom Scott, who's sat next to me, who's still just coming back from injury, but as we heard in the first half, hopefully isn't too far away. City take the ball. We're throwing quickly. Can Ashby just shepherd his man out for a corner? He can't, but it's good play from
very good play in his own box as well.
There to duck and weave past Ashby and smash the ball down the line. Again, a ball down. Will it go over the head of Jacob Roddy? It will be.
Offside, surely.
Luke Duffy. No. Well, the linesman's flag stays down, and Duffy will go one way and then the other, crosses the ball in. Buckley Ricketts wins the header and he swipes at it again. That time it's not as bad as his first earlier chance, because Burrows was marking him very tightly. But again, Macclesfield picking up from where they left off here. Here's Buckley Ricketts over on the opposite wing, but Burrows still going one way and then the next. He'll go shoulder to shoulder, but he gets to the byline, cross across the goal, and that is brilliant defending from Darnell Johnson. Goes out for a goal kick. Macclesfield can't believe it's not, and Paul Dawson, the captain, is screaming in the referee's face saying that should have been a corner. For a minute there I thought that ball was going to bounce off Darnell Johnson and bounce into the net, because his body shape, to be fair, was all wrong. But he's managed to just get a really good connection on the ball, and somehow it's not gone in.
I'm unsure about the decision though. He's given a goal kick.
I thought that was a corner.
I thought it was either a corner or a free kick, no?
I personally thought it was a corner to Macclesfield, but I will take that at the
moment. Not complaining, eh?
From an Oxford City point of view, because this second half seems to have continued in the same way as the first, and referees now getting a bit of gripe from as Sam Lewis just taking a bit of chances. A bit of time to make this goal kick. City have worked the ball down the right, but they've lost it. Buckley Ricketts does really well to get past Humphrey Ewers, but he's not going to get past the former Altrincham man, George Burrows. There's been a goal in another one of our local games. Tame have equalised against Biggleswade. Harry Alexander equalising there. Throw into Oxford City. Oxford City just going to be told by the officials just to speed it up here. There's going to be a yellow card here for Ewan Clark. And Ross Jenkins isn't sure why. Can you see why? It was for time wasting, but he's saying that Burrows was
no, but I don't know what it's for. He's passed the ball back and then he's given him a yellow card.
I think he's just
10 seconds after.
Well, I think he's just trying to prove a point here, the referee, to say that I am still refereeing this game, but it's a bit of a weird one. Ewan Clark, the first player to go in the book. And I'm quite surprised about that, because there was about 3 yellow cards that could have happened in the first half. But Ewan Clark is really unfortunate to go in the book for that as well, which I think just adds to the kind
there
of
was a fair few yellow cards before that
Oxford City are feeling at the moment. A bit unfair, if I do have to say that, but if the referee has set a precedent now. First card's out. We might see about 6 or 7 bookings if we continue.
If he's setting it like that, then
still 0-0. Ball down the line again. Bounces. Darnell Johnson knocks the ball into the air. Still staying in on that far side. Kays. Again, Ellis O'Shea can't quite marshal his way out there, and it's going to be a throw in to Macclesfield. Still, this game it's got to have a goal in it so far. Getting the ball at the corner, they twist one way and then the other, and they've done really well there, Paul Dawson, to smash the ball against Darnell Johnson and win a corner. Well, they take it quickly. Ewan Clark is just making a bit of a race towards the number 28, James Edmondson, who is there as a short option, but I think Luke Duffy's going to send this one in.
Not a hill on that side, I don't know. Oh, actually, there is.
Floats it in. Who's going to be underneath that? Ellis O'Shea underneath that, but he bounces it, heads it only wide to Lacey outside the box, brings the ball down. Duffy twists, turns, sends a cross in, blocked, out for a throw. And again, Macclesfield biding their time now as they let the ball drop to Matheson, so you know what's coming here. It's going to be a long one. It's not really got much of a run up here on this far side though. Yeah. It's a weird stadium here at Macclesfield. You've got a real big long run up from the near side where we're sat in the press box opposite, not quite.
Got about a metre on the other side. It looked like it was on the pitch.
A couple of steps. It's headed out by Parker though. Smashed back in by Heathcote. Chested down by Dawson. Buckley Ricketts now, who's found his man. Good cross in. Caught.
Too close to the keeper.
Sam Lewis.
Good take, Sammy.
So a few times, hasn't he, Sam Lewis? But he's just had to stand still.
Yeah.
If you're a Macclesfield striker like Diani Mellor, surely you just want
no
to
one's really near him, to be fair.
You want to just go in and challenge him for one of those at the moment. It's catching practice for him at the moment. Ewan Clark, he's on a yellow card. He's going to have to tread a tightrope here. Because if, another silly yellow card for whatever, then suddenly the game flips completely on its head. Dawson all the way back to Durnley, who takes a rare touch. Again ahead of him and blasts it down, looking for Buckley Ricketts. Diani Mellor and Wiggett challenge for it. Wiggett just gets more power on the header and it bounces wide, but again Macclesfield pick up the ball. Meniesse, Durnley. Again, stood on the ball here. Dawson twists, turns. Ellis O'Shea just goes in on him, and I think Dawson's just had a little bit of a sore one there. I think he might have just caught him a little bit late there. O'Shea Ellis.
It was a brave turn, wasn't it, in the middle of the park with no one behind him?
If
he nicked that, he would have been through on goal.
O'Shea Ellis certainly been one of Oxford City's better players, I'd say, in terms of when they have had the ball. He's certainly pressing high here, the Birmingham City loanee, but they've won a throw-in here as Roddy throws the ball down the line. It is a real battle out there. Both of these teams just about keeping possession. Oxford City win a throw, it goes out. Win another throw in a little bit further up the field. Roddy headed back down by Matheson, down by Roddy, Ashby, O'Shea Ellis, back to Johnson, pressured by Diani Mellor, so he goes all the way back to Lewis, he goes all the way back to Johnson. It's a good pass in the end. City trying to play their way out of trouble here, but they're playing their way into danger, and Latrell Humphrey-Ewers has just dribbled that ball into the feet of Paul Dawson, and now here come Macclesfield. Good defending from Roddy to get in on that, and Latrell Humphrey-Ewers blasts the ball out of play for a throw in. I think that's a little bit lax there for Oxford City. They were playing out and they looked quite comfortable, but as soon as there was a little bit of pressure, there was no other options for Latrell Humphrey-Ewers. Straight away though, they've nicked that ball back. It's a brilliant nutmeg there from Josh Parker. Josh Ashby shoves off his man. Can they create a chance here? Alfie Potter, he's got options in the box. Again another nutmeg, back to Ashby, cross, will it bounce to Parker? It will. Chests the ball with his back to goal. Burrows! He just gets it all wrong.
He's never scored. I don't think he even scored in training, let alone that.
He did score a brilliant goal against Radcliffe, but that one was at least a chance. And George Burrows just getting his body position wrong. He just leapt back, didn't he? And that ball never really, well, it never did test early. It never really looked like it.
Wrong,
sorry, he used to play for Altrincham. What did I say? He scored against Altrincham.
Sorry?
What did I say? I said he got
more than his body position wrong.
Oh, sorry. I said he scored against Altrincham. He scored against Radcliffe, an absolute belter.
Oh, yeah,
where he got it absolutely right. That kind of time, not quite wrong. Another free kick, but City need to create chances like that, and again on the break it's a bit better, Tom Scott. They're actually offering something in the second half.
We did look quite good on the break.
Still Dawson, again chance to blast the ball down. Will it find Matheson? It will it? No, bounces out. Just Matheson tries to hook the ball in and just try and trick the linesman, but couldn't quite that time. Goal kick to Oxford City, and Sam Lewis will struggle the ball before ushering his team out, and I think this is where we might start to see the referee get a bit of a decision to make in terms of yellow carding.
Time wasting. Yeah.
Unlike the Ewan Clark one, this is kind of what you get the yellow cards for.
Yeah. That's more what I call time wasting than Ewan's one.
Nothing there though. Clark runs the ball behind the back line, and Potter will chase. Heathcote didn't want to go back to Durnley there.
Very close, wasn't it?
So instead he hooks it back out and behind Potter, but Potter did really well. He almost got there himself. And if he did, it could have hit him or bounced to him. Wouldn't it be typical for Oxford City to just take the lead off the counter from one of these? Well, Potter's offside here, so Matheson's going to get the freedoms. Just touch the ball down and hit it long. Johnson Ashby. Potter again, neat little touch. They're starting to play here, City. O'Shea Ellis goes towards goal. And at least it's a shot. It's a shot again. It's a standard save for Dearnley, but it's a save nonetheless, and O'Shea Ellis may as well have a go from there. City's starting to have a bit more of the ball. As soon as I say that, Humphrey is dispossessed. O'Shea Ellis leaving one in on Diani Mellor. Diani Mellor has a bit of an opportunity to take this down now, and he's found Kay. This is better from Macclesfield, and there's an opportunity here. Duffy just awaits the run of Matheson, cuts it back. Good idea from Matheson. No one was on the same wavelength as him. Easy for me to say. As Darnell Johnson blasts the ball down the pitch. Again, still going. They want handball, the Macclesfield fans. And Darnell Johnson just smashes that ball out for a throw in. Matheson's going to...
need to slow the game down a bit. It's a common theme in the season when a team shoots towards their fans, like a Kidderminster or whatever, they get a bit of momentum and we go under a little bit, so we need to be careful here.
Well, I think it's Paul Dawson, the Macclesfield captain, is feeling something. Buckley Ricketts cross in, that will bounce wide. Paul Rooney, I think, is agreeing with you there. He's pointing as to say, why is no one attacking that? Because usually you get the right winger.
His opposite winger needs to come across, it was a great ball.
It's good teasing cross in from Buckley Ricketts, who's been Macclesfield's best player. Make no bones about it. Not quite threatening, and although it's still 0-0, we're only 13-14 minutes into this second half. It seems as though we're in the 80th minute. It's been that sort of game. Boos for Sam Lewis as he takes his time over this goal kick. He's going to have to manage this well because we're only 30 minutes in. He needs to delay that yellow card. I think we know he's going to get one at some point.
I think the crowd will talk the referee into it a little bit.
Dawson getting the full force of Parker's challenge. Parker standing on the ball. Can Ashby make a run forward? He's being held off the ball. Parker's just been brought down. Referee playing on. I don't think City have an advantage here.
No one's in the box.
Well, Roddy does. Well, Roddy goes offside. Is there no advantage there? The referee doesn't play it back. I think it was a bit of revenge there from Paul Dawson. And Josh Ashby is just down here for Oxford City, holding his head. So I think we're going to have to. Referee's just playing on. Ashby's going to have to continue.
Not sure that's in the rules, is it?
Oh, in fact, the referee has seen it late and is saying that the referee we're going to have to stop it.
I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I think I didn't see what happened. I did see what happened in terms of Ashby getting dragged to the floor as soon as he tried to bust a run through the back line, but that wasn't allowed to happen for the Macclesfield players. Just did anything to bring him down. The referee continued to play. I think he was too interested in the challenge from Parker and the captain Dawson earlier on. But nevertheless, even Clark is having a little bit of a
go
with the fourth official here. But we're back underway here. Many AC will play out from the back. Humphrey Ewers presses. Oh, what a ball that is from Lacey.
It's a weird one, isn't it?
It's not paid off for him. Parker does well. Humphrey Ewers can't get the ball out of his midriff. Here's Parker again. O'Shea Ellis sends the ball out wide to Potter. Just creeps in on the edge of the box and he can't find anyone. In fact, his pass is picked up upon by Josh Kay, and here come Macclesfield on the counter-attack. Brilliant from O'Shea Ellis. Does he win that foul? Yes, he does. Brilliant play from O'Shea Ellis. In fact, I think he's won a throw in. But City just showing a few more signs of not quite chances, but of creating opportunities. But as soon as they get the ball out wide, they are smothered by those defenders from Macclesfield, aren't they? Who haven't really had too much to do.
They are doing well.
Here's Clark. Could he be the man to unpick the lock here? He tries to clip the ball over Lacey. O'Shea Ellis goes in on his man. That'll be a yellow card. I think that's the easiest yellow card that the referee is going to have all game long. O'Shea Ellis goes into the book. Now, 61 minutes on the clock. Just past the hour mark, it's still Macclesfield 0, Oxford City 0. O'Shea Ellis booked. And again, that's the easiest decision that the referee will make.
We'll wait for the retaliation because.
Well, they have stuck one on Dawson, haven't they? And Dawson has not been afraid to stick one back.
That's too easy, that though.
Again, over to the side where Matheson. Is that going to be a corner? Yes, it is. It's going to be a corner. Yellow cards. Oxford City 2-0 up. They give to do that in the scoreline, because at the moment it is Macclesfield that are coming forward again. They're going to make this change before they take the corner though, and it's going to be Elliot Osborne, their new signing, who signed from Altrincham, coming on. But for who? Let's see the board.
I'm going to guess.
It's a midfielder, Osborne, and it's going to be... Is that Lacey?
Don't know.
Can't quite see the number on the shorts. It's going to be 28. It's going to be James Edmondson who comes off. They'll place him in, Elliot Osborne. And a player, it shows Macclesfield's financial might, because Elliot Osborne has been plucked from the division above, who's a regular starter for Altrincham. He's been pinched and he comes into this Macclesfield team to try and catapult them up the division in the second half of the season. It's a round of applause from the Macclesfield fans. The first chance he's going to do is to attack this corner. Again, decent ball in. Dawson heads towards goal. Flick's header goes wide. Well, he did that, didn't he, against Crystal Palace for Macclesfield just on Saturday. But he's headed wide. Still in it, Oxford City.
Yeah, definitely.
What do they have to do here, Tom Scott?
Sorry?
What do they have to do here, Oxford City, just to keep their heads above water, to keep going?
Definitely need to get more of a foothold in the game. Otherwise, they'll get momentum towards their fans, and their fans will give an extra 10%. So need to somehow find a passage of play and settle us down and make them work a little bit, because they haven't really had to run.
Johnson, well, Danny Mellor is chasing him, but brilliant defending again from Darnell Johnson, who was on form against Buxton. He's been on form again today, but the problem is, and that's been Oxford City's problem, is for large spells of pretty much most games this season, they've been really good.
Yep.
It comes in those 5-minute spells where they just about switch off, and that's when they've been losing football matches.
Exactly.
Josh Kay's down holding his leg now, so he'll get a little bit of a scene too, will he? We're in darkness here at the Leasing.com stadium, so I'm just seeing if there's a light switch anywhere.
I think it's just gone off now.
I think there's one the people to our right are in the light. It's okay. I can just about see the team sheet anyway. But still, Josh Kay is going down. The fact that he's down, the fact that we're talking about lights and switches is because we're having a break of play. There's been quite a few in this game. 6 minutes of added time in the first half has led to a little bit of an overrun in this game. It's still Oxford United 0, Bristol City 0 in Matt Bloomfield's first game. Big goal at Anfield. Burnley have equalised. Marcus Edwards equalising for Burnley. And Marcus Edwards cancelling out Florian Wirtz's goal there. And Dominic Szoboszlai missing a penalty in that one as well. Good news for Burnley fans. Kidderminster have got one back against Worksop, so hopefully Oxford City's results elsewhere can go in their favour. Chester are 2-1 up against Chorley. Alfreton have got one back against Darlington. Bedford still leading by 2-1 against Southport. And Saturday's opponents for Oxford City, they're back at home on Saturday against AFC Fylde. I should add, they are title chasing AFC Fylde, second in the division. They're 1-0 up against Scarborough. We are now back underway, and Burrows' throw-in goes all the way down the line. Parker, well, he does really well there, Parker, to chase it and get the ball to smash it off Meniesse, and it goes out for a throw-in. We're not even midway through this second half here, but it's been played like it's the last 10 minutes, and I think that is the danger, isn't it, for Oxford City. George Burrows is being hurried along here to take this throw-in, but he's just saying, I don't know where the ball is. The referee's just saying, hurry up, and Burrows just saying, well, I don't know where the ball is. He does have the ball in his hands now. Can he find Parker, who's waiting in the middle? Does it hit the hand of Parker, I think? Or the hand of anyone? It did look like it just hit a hand there, Tom. Did you see anything there?
No, I didn't see it.
Burrows tries to leave his man.
Everyone's hands are down, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it would be incredibly harsh to give that as a I don't know if you saw that from Ian Clark.
Saw it, yeah.
Ian Clark dropped the ball to George Burrows, then I don't know what he was doing, faked a throw in.
Give him a chance, George.
Okay, away. And that'll do for Oxford City because that ball's been shanked by Lewis Lacey into the
dugout.
Into the dugout, and Oxford City's going to have another chance just to keep that ball deep within the half. Burrows goes for it. Again, he's got a few more options, a little bit deeper, but again he'll aim for Parker. Parker chests the ball down, goes for goal. Well, I don't know what he's doing going for goal there. It goes out for a goal kick. It would have been, I don't know if you remember that Papi Cisse.
Yeah, I do, but let's be honest, that was never going to go in, was it?
And that was never ever going to go in from Josh Parker. I mean, if it did, it would have won 20. Yeah, it could have won 20 Puskas awards, and I just think it's a bit silly because you're never going to score from there. He's shot.
He could have a million shots, and that was the closest he's going to get it. I reckon.
At the moment.
And hit the corner flag.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He brought the ball down from an incredibly tight angle and blasted it. McTurnley just watches it go over his bar and way wide of his post. And that'll do for Macclesfield, those chances. They need to be a little bit better there. Parker again leans into his man, gives away a cheap free kick. He needs to keep his head here, Josh Parker, because I think he's just kind of losing sight of this, because this game is still in the grasp of Oxford City and he can't be giving away cheap fouls or the ball away as cheaply as he has been in these last few minutes. Still we go on. Oh, and the ball's bounced to Mellor. Mellor's in here, surely 1-0 is. And in the end, from one end to the other, Diani Mellor breaks past the Oxford City back line, squares the ball, and there waiting that time was Isaac Buckley-Ricketts to score the first goal of the game. And eventually Macclesfield's pressure pays, and it is now Macclesfield 1, Oxford City 0. That is a really tough one to take for Oxford City as they go 1-0 down to a rather simple goal in the end, Tom Scott.
Yeah. Looked very easy, didn't it? Looked very easy.
Well, Isaac Buckley-Ricketts, who scored on Saturday against Crystal Palace. In fact, scored the winner against Crystal Palace with that second goal. He scored the first goal for Macclesfield here, and this is interesting now because it might give Macclesfield a little bit more freedom to play, but Oxford City have got to come at them now. Well, that is a real shame for Oxford City, who just in the second half had been looking like they were getting into this game, but not quite to be. Tom Scott, what do they have to do now, Oxford City? They need to dig in, don't they?
You've got to find something from somewhere to be able to turn the momentum around, to get themselves in any real position to cause them any problems, because in the first 25 minutes of this half there's been one half chance at best.
Yeah, there's not been many, has there?
So need to find something from somewhere, whether it's one of the young boys off the bench
there's not really too much on the bench, is there? Court de Oliveira is on the bench, so is Josh McConnell. Two youngsters, one's a midfielder, of course. Cowan is a striker if they do need that. But at the moment it's Jacob Roddy who's coming forward with the ball here. I don't think he saw the man amongst him, but he's found Alfie Potter. Still Oxford City just looking to see if they can level it up here. It's been a tight game. Really, Macclesfield could have put it to bed in the first half if they had their shooting boots on, or a little bit better decision making. In the end, again, it's just that one little split second of switching off. Ball over the top. Mellor got there, and it's a simple square ball and tap in for Buckley-Ricketts to make it 2-1. Ellis O'Shea, the ironic.
Come on, Roddy.
The ironic chance you can hear, because Ellis O'Shea's just played a brilliant first time ball to Jacob Roddy, to be fair, but he's just hit his foot and bounced out for a throw in. Well, just about coming up to the midway point of this half.
Lack of concentration a little bit, I think.
I think it's been quite a bit of a demoralising game, this for Oxford City. Threadbare, missing some key personnel, but still haven't been.
I don't think your mass is very good today, mate.
It's not, is it? Still. Okay. Still going on here, though. Kay will chase after this ball. Wiggett wins the header. Will it come off Kay? Will that be an Oxford City throw-in? Yes, it will. To the displeasure of the Macclesfield supporters. Still, we've got a game on our hands. I think City need that belief to think they're still in the game, because they are. But here comes Dawson for Macclesfield. Plays it out wide. Matheson's there. Really big chance again. Pulls it back again. Again across, and no one's got there from Oxford City, so Macclesfield still have the ball in a dangerous area. Crossed in. Brilliant takedown by Duffy. Duffy goes one way, then the other. Round Burrows. Burrows sticks out a leg corner.
George.
Well, they have to just stay in this game. Even at 1-0, they just need to stay, keep the score at 1-0, and then hope that in the last 10 minutes they've got something to throw at them. But at the moment, they're just being a little.
Get away from us.
They just need to have a little bit more here, Oxford City, because this another goal and it kills the game. Ball in, caught by Lewis. It's a poor corner. It's a poor corner from Macclesfield, who maybe could be threatened into playing a little bit more blasé, like, if that's the phrase. They're going to make a change, though. It's going to be Carlos dos Santos that will be coming on for Macclesfield. It's going to be their second change of the game. Here's Wiggett, turns. And they're starting to play a little bit more here, Oxford City, and as Macclesfield back off them. Maybe that might just be a blessing. Ashby, ball forward, looking for Parker, who just jets towards the ball, but it's just an inch wide for Mark Derenley. They have to believe here, don't they, Oxford City? There's no way about it. It might sound a little bit cringy or whatever, but they have to believe they can get back into this game.
That's only one goal, isn't it?
Exactly, but
only one goal.
Just think with the way that the game's going, it can be a bit demoralising. It can be a mental, it's a mental game as much as a physical game. Just to stay in proceedings here, they've had the backs against the wall throughout the 70 odd so minutes or whatever are in here. They have to just keep going. It's going to be Luke Duffy that comes off for Macclesfield, and he'll be replaced by dos Santos.
Please show your appreciation for number 11, Luke Duffy. And Luke is being replaced by number 17, Carlos dos Santos.
And you look at the Oxford City bench. Now Parker's on, an enforced change. They've got Johnny Maxted, who signed before today's game, on loan from Brackley Town until the end of the season. A goalkeeper, though, Byron Wilson, a defender. Josh Parker's on for an injury to Isaac Westendorf. Then you've got Josh McConnell, a central midfielder, young central midfielder, and Cowan Bittencourt de Oliveira, who's a striker, but he's barely had minutes. Here's Buckley Ricketts again, right on the outside of the area. Chance, cross across goal. Oh, and it's just saved by Sam Lewis. He gets a strong palm to it, and it'll be a corner
good save,
to Macclesfield. It is a very good save from Sam Lewis. Corner, though, as Macclesfield look for a goal to kill this game and put it to bed. Well, again, they're just teasing Oxford City with the will we whip it in or will we play it short. They've had a lot of corners. Ball in again. Menayese hurls himself at it. Buckley Ricketts, his shot is deflected wide.
I'm not sure how close that was going to go without the deflection, but
well, it was a fierce drive from the edge of the box by Buckley Ricketts. Goes out for a corner. And it's applause for the substitute Luke Duffy. Again, left-footed in swinger. Again, a dangerous ball headed out by Johnson in and around the edge of the area. Picking up on the ball, though, is the substitute Osborne. Again, a cross in territory. Good cross in, headed towards goal, headed over the bar by the substitute Carlos dos Santos. Well, Sam Lewis will take it short. The goal kick. Again, goes out for a throw on this near side for Oxford City, right in front of the Macclesfield dugout. Headed back by Burrows. Dawson takes the ball down, clips it into the right-hand channel. Won by a Macclesfield shirt. Again, the ball bounces around. A Santos heavy touch. It'll bounce into Sam Lewis's midriff there. City are in a real battle now, and they need to keep standing up to the challenge. It's going to be one of the toughest games. Coming here is always going to be a really tough game. Coming to a ground such as this, and to a team that are very good at home, Macclesfield. If you go on home form alone, they would be 6th. It's much better than their away form. In fact, the away form is what's letting them down this season.
Really?
So, how about this for a scoreline in National League North, by the way? Curzon Ashton 0, Telford 7.
What?
Which is absolutely ridiculous. Wow. So the goals are going in elsewhere. Peterborough Sports 1-0 down to Merthyr as well, which is good news for Oxford City. They just need to stay in that pack.
Yeah.
But again, it's a tough run. Byron Wilson is being readied here for Oxford City. I wonder if he'll be introduced imminently. Not quite sure for who though. Maybe Burrows, like for like, or perhaps Roddy. Here's Clark, can't quite beat his man down the line.
I don't know who would be a 4-2 for.
Burrows in the middle. It's won first by Heathcote. And we will have that substitution now.
Yeah, maybe Roddy, maybe.
I imagine it's a like for like. Latrell, Humphrey Hughes off.
Who's going to go into the field now?
Well, this is Byron Wilson's on for Latrell Humphrey Hughes.
Maybe 3 at the back now. Ewan inside. Yeah, Ewan inside.
Well, this is why I like having you sat next to me, Tom, because you've got this analytical brain when it comes to football. You've got an analytical brain, so you can see straight away that they have changed shape. Burrows will revert from right back to a right-sided centre half, and
Ashby and O'Shea midfield with Ewan in front. Maybe.
I think Darnell Johnson.
Yeah, with Ewan in front, and then.
Yeah, I think it's.
No. Still back 4.
Oh, maybe.
It looks like Byron's gone right wing, maybe.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, you might be right, actually. Yeah, it's still the same formation. Byron Wilson is going to be playing as a right winger. It looks as though Ashby's dropped back from that attacking role to kind of facilitate the midfield a little bit more. But it is Ewan Clark playing behind.
Ratcliffe 3-0 up.
Josh Ashby playing behind Ewan Clark now. He's playing behind Josh Parker, sorry. Could that change the game? I mean, Ross Jenkins has his hands tied, doesn't he, with the bench? There's no one really on it. I mean, you look at the Oxford City absentee list from today. You're sat alongside me, Tom Scott. There's no Jack Bean today. There's no Zach McEachran. There's no DJ Sturridge. There's no Aaron Harper-Bailey. He's not played for Oxford City yet, but he's been quite impressive in training, I've heard. Another cross in. Will that bounce into the arms of Lewis? It will.
Play.
Again, he will. He'll roll it out to O'Shea Ellis, who takes a bit of a heavy touch but gets away with it.
Good Badham.
Potter pokes the ball forward to Roddy. Byron Wilson is busting a gut together.
No, it is a back 3. It'll be a box midfield with Ewan and
there's a chance here.
Potts.
And O'Shea Ellis is in. O'Shea Ellis goes one way, then the other. He's brought down inside the box. Nothing given. Ashby right on the edge of the area. City still with the ball in a dangerous area. Roddy, Ashby just outside the box. Can he play a ball in? Ewan Clark to Ashby. Still City just a little bit like Bambi on ice with the legs just sticking out to try and keep the ball. Ashby is shot blocked. O'Shea Ellis shoots, turns. It would have been spectacular. Blasted over the bar. Never troubling Durnley, but that was better. But City just couldn't quite work their way forward there. And we're not quite sure what formation they're playing anymore. But one thing is for certain, it seems to have done the trick.
It's a box in the field for us with 3 at the back. Ewan and Potts at the top of the box with O'Shea and Ashby behind. Obviously, 4 wing backs with Roddy and Byron with Parks up front by himself.
That was a chance for Ellis O'Shea, who looked. I think there was some, speck for a penalty in there. It would have been incredibly soft, don't get me wrong, I don't think it was a penalty, but there was a shout for one in there. And I think if Oxford City maybe were at home, or maybe not at Macclesfield, there might have been more of a thing made out of it, which can influence the referees. Still we go, just under 10 minutes to go here. Again, it's not a great ball from Lacey. Burrows straight away finds Ashby, takes a touch down to Burrows. Straight away Macclesfield will press. Wiggett. Wiggett, ball to Wilson, just about gets the ball over to Clark. So we wait for the attendance. Ball out, Key. 3,158. 25 Oxford City fans. We get a round of applause from the Macclesfield fans here, but as I talk about the attendance, here come Oxford City down the left. Could those 25 fans have something to cheer? Roddy can't quite bend the ball behind the back line, and that might just set Macclesfield away here. Former Wycombe and Manchester United forward Diani Mellor coming forward here. Will that go out? Yes, it will. Thrown to Oxford City. They're starting to bring the game there, and that's what we said, wasn't it, Tom Scott? If Oxford City can just stay in this game, then there might be something in it for them. Will that be a corner to Oxford City? It will. They have a corner. It's now Curzon Ashton 0, Telford 8, which is quite incredible. Didcot 2-0 down to Bideford, but Oxford City.
We don't need 2 back 4. Get in the box.
Have a corner here, and you're talking about Byron Wilson there, who's staying back with Roddy. Roddy is the only person to.
I'd even push him one high and to
stay back for this.
I'll probably put him in the box and leave Potts out because no one's on the edge either.
Well, Ashby will fling this in deep. Who's there? Bounces out to the edge of the box. Here's Potter. Can he just find a shot? Clips the ball, goes one way, his shot is straight into a wall of blue shirts, and it bounces back out to Mellor, and now it's 2-on-2, now it's 2-on-1. O'Shea Ellis is busting the gut to try and get back, but Mellor's in here. Mellor to seal the game for Macclesfield, great save, bounces into the air. Can Sam Lewis get there? No, he can't. Diani Mellor heads in, and that is game, set and match surely. And from one end where Oxford City just tried to level, they've been caught on the counter, and despite Sam Lewis making an impressive save, the ball bounces off him and bounces to Diani Mellor, who has rarely really touched the ball in this game, but when he has, he's got 1 assist and scored 1 goal, and that will be that surely, as Oxford City, injury ravaged, have been made to pay with their lack of squad depth today. There's not really been anything that the team could have done. They've not really.
It's a rubbish goal to concede that though.
Still it's going to be. It will grain on. On Ross Jenkins. And this just shows. It just shows for Macclesfield what they've got, because Oxford City couldn't fill the bench. They've got 5, including 2 young lads. Macclesfield will make 2 changes, one of which is Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, the former Premier League player who played for Manchester United, on the bench, which shows you the difference between the 2 teams. But as it stands, you can pick it however way you want, however way you like. Sorry, but it's just got away from Oxford City today, and they'll make the most of these changes. Lacey off Borthwick Jackson. There's going to be another change here. It's going to be Lewis Fensom who's going to come on for Luke Matheson. He gets a clap as well. Lewis Matheson, who scored
Anderson.
He scored at Old Trafford at 16 years old for Rochdale. Well, City pulled off a Houdini act, conceding the added time in the last game against Buxton and turn it around again. It would be a little bit like climbing Everest here if they were to get something, but you know, you just don't know if they can get a goal. You just never know. You just never know, do you? They've got to keep going. So Macclesfield, they're going to give their man of the match to Isaac Butcher-Ricketts, which I don't think we can really complain with, but it's Macclesfield going here to try and add a third.
Doing Cruyff turns in our own box.
It's Oxford City that really need to dust themselves down. I think you would say at this point, you know, if it was a game when it's gone, it's like getting with no injuries, but unfortunately that has happened for Oxford City, hasn't it? They've had Isaac Westendorf limp off with a very painful looking injury, which again makes a threadbare squad a little bit more threadbare.
Who's that, Isaac?
Isaac Westendorf.
Yeah, it was his ankle.
Have you got an update on that?
Yeah, he's nipped the ball away from the lad. I think it might be number 6, and he's kicked his ankle instead of the ball. He's in quite a lot of pain, to be fair. So
let's hope that's nothing too serious, as Byron Wilson manages to find Burrows, who sends the ball up front to Heathcote. Oxford City, off the back of a really impressive victory at home to Buxton, are going to have to go on for that wait without an away win, but they will go on. There's probably about 2 minutes plus whatever we have stoppage time left of this game. Another chance for Macclesfield to come forward down the right. Again, they'll continue to probe. Still 0-0 between Oxford United and Bristol City. Clark, good play from Clark to Dawson does well to turn around, play on there. The referee's seen a foul there, and I think that was because Dawson was taking a few liberties to play a little bit more expressively, and Darnell Johnson was saying not on my watch, so brings him down with a sliding challenge, which gets none of the ball. Free kick. In National League North, it's probably as good as Oxford City can get from a position like this, apart from that result at Kidderminster. Worksop beating Kidderminster. I mean, Hereford are currently 0-0 against Kings Lynn away, but still
Kings got a red card.
A bit of 10-man Kings Lynn may add. They'll still fluttered around in that dangerous area, but they'll go again on Saturday against second place AFC Fylde. It's a real tough run for Oxford City, who still have got to play the top 2 this month, both at the M Group Stadium in consecutive Saturdays. They have a game on Saturday. They play AFC Fylde at home, followed by the following Saturday playing South Shields at home, the top 2.
Is that with Hereford in between?
With Hereford in between those 2 games, correct, away at Edgar Street. What a game that could be.
Very tough week.
Game. The number 24 here is over at Elliot Osborne. It's a free kick around about 30 odd yards out from goal. Still a 3-man wall for Oxford City. It's crossed in. Another chance. Wiggett wins the header. It bounces into the box though. City need to hook the ball away. Wilson wins the goal kick for Oxford City. As we're just about to see how many minutes are going to be added on here.
I'm guessing 4.
I think with the scoreline they might just keep it a little bit lower than it actually is, maybe perhaps. But if Oxford City could get a goal, it could set up a grandstand finish. Well, you were almost right. 5 minutes added. 5 minutes added here, and it's just not been Oxford City's day, has it? You know, they went a tight first half, was compounded by Isaac Westendorf going down with an injury, and an already injury and illness hit squad brought down a little bit more. City had to do a lot of defending in the first half and managed to keep the head above water. In the second half they've just been one caught on the break and caught napping with another. It's just not been their day. They'll rest, recuperate and go again on Saturday against AFC Fylde, back at the M Group Stadium, as Potter slices the ball to O'Shea Ellis, who for me has been probably Oxford City's man of the match today, or at least one of them. Here's Byron Wilson just trying to find Ellis. That's going to be a corner surely. Goal kick. Well, Byron Wilson just saying to the Linesman, he thinks it's wrong. Who's your man of the match today, Tom, from an Oxford City point of view?
I'd probably agree with you with O'Shea.
The problem with O'Shea Ellis is when he's had the ball, he's been really impressive. However, Oxford City haven't had a lot of the ball today.
No,
they've had to really work. Yeah. It's full time in that game at Kings Lynn, by the way.
It's tough to...
It's finished 0-0 between Kings Lynn and Hereford, so it's almost damage limitation there, but Hereford picking up a point there. Oxford City are going to lose today. It looks as though Peterborough Sports and the teams around them are going to lose as well. Worksop, the only team picking up maximum points, though, as it stands. Durnley taking this goal kick as it's really a stay of execution now for both of these teams. I think Macclesfield and Oxford City might want to get off the pitch, but City are still coming forward here trying to get at least the consolation. We're 2 minutes into the 5 added. Still going on in the... It's finished at the Kassam. Oxford United have drawn 0-0 at Bristol City, but here in the last few moments of this game it is ebbing out as Dawson sprays the ball out here, and now could Macclesfield just add a third here? They've got a chance to do that through Kay shot, saved well by Sam Lewis, who himself has made a lot of good saves today, to be fair to him.
Sam's been good as well. Quite a lot of work to do, hasn't he? So.
And he's been made busy. Well, it has not been Oxford City's day. And they'll have to lick their wounds, quite literally in some cases, and go again. But like we say, they are back at home on Saturday against second place AFC Fylde. Over Macclesfield after that win on Saturday against Crystal Palace, going into the fourth round of the FA Cup for the first time in this new club's history. They'll get ready to play Brentford here in February, but they'll pick up another important 3 points, and the playoffs for them is still very much their goal as they continue to attack here in the last few minutes. We're into the last minute of the 5 that have been added. City winning a corner. As this game is ebbing out even further now, as Wiggett will bring the ball outside the box, plays it over to Byron Wilson. It'll be interesting to see what Ross Jenkins thinks of this game, because for a lot of time, although they had their backs against the wall, Oxford City defended brilliantly. They've just not been able to keep that concentration, and it's cost them 2 goals and at least a point today. I don't think there can be any complaints about Macclesfield winning this game, to be quite frank. They have been the better team, and Oxford City just going to have to put it behind them and go again. Still we go on. Ball over to Buckley Ricketts. It would, however, be a sore one if Macclesfield were to add a third. Dawson. Here's Potter again, bounces the ball in front of him, comes forward into a sea of blue shirts.
Offside, no?
Well, the flag doesn't come up, and here comes Josh Kay. Cross in, Mellor's in again! 3-0. They do get a third, and that stings. Diani Mellor in the 5th minute of 5 added makes it 3-0 to Macclesfield, and puts a little bit of gloss on the scoreline, which I think Oxford City are a little bit disappointed with. I think 3-0 is a little bit harsh on Oxford City. 2-0 is a little bit okay. 1-0 at least fair, but unfortunately Macclesfield haven't had another deep into added time, and it is Mellor who adds his second of the game in 10 minutes. Tom Scott, another poor one really.
Sorry?
Another poor goal to give away, unfortunately, for Oxford City, just again switching off.
Very, very easy. That the lad who crossed it seemed to have way too much space to control the ball, have a look, take 3 touches and then cross it, and then there's one striker in the box versus 2, and he's able to control the ball and then
I think
score.
The fact that he's brought the ball down and poked it past Sam Lewis is a real, to have that time is really frustrating from an Oxford City point of view. Oxford City's fight against relegation won't be determined by games like this, but they're going to have to pick up some points in a really, really tough run of form, which started last Saturday with that win against Bucks.
Definitely.
To be quite fair.
Doesn't get any easier from here, does it?
It does not. And, still Oxford City coming forward. Can O'Shea Ellis bundle through on goal there? No, he can't. The ball goes through to the goalkeeper Durnley, who's rarely been troubled, to be honest with you. 3-0, perhaps a little bit harsh like we've been saying, but still the game goes on here in added time into added time. I think the referee is about to blow the whistle himself here. And this game, I think we're all begging from an Oxford City point of view for the referee's whistle, which comes. Macclesfield have won it 3-0. Thanks for joining me, Tom. And we're going to go over to the Kassam Stadium for the rest of the reaction from their 0-0 draw at Bristol City. Thanks for joining us today. It's finished here, Macclesfield 3, Oxford City 0.
This is BBC Radio Oxford Sport live at the Kassam Stadium. Jerome Sale with you on a Saturday night. Oxford United have begun life under Matt Bloomfield, and they've got the first point under Matt Bloomfield after a 0-0 draw against Bristol City. But could it have even been more? Miles Peart-Harris, too engaging. He lays it back to Curry, who takes a touch and then goes on a run towards the byline. Stands up across for Lancashire to attack. Mills' shot is blocked. Halleck then drills one in, it's deflected away by Hirakawa for an Oxford United corner kick, and Oxford just finally getting ahead of steam up. They take the corner short. De Keersmacher crosses from the byline. Halleck still up, he goes beyond him. Mills takes a touch and the keeper saves low. Cross back in by Peart-Harris, and then Brannigan's shot is deflected, and then Brannigan can't react for the second time before Vitek, the goalkeeper, has it. That was as close as Oxford have come in this game, and boy, it was close. Somebody be a hero. Last minute of stoppage time. De Keersmacher's corner, right-footed. Kieran Brown attacks it and it's headed off the line. Cleared away as far as De Keersmacher will let it go for another corner kick. Oh, what a chance. I think the keeper might have saved it anyway, but the clearance from Earthy affected well for Bristol City off the line. Vitek also denied Mills late on. Was this good enough? An improvement as far as you are concerned? 0808 100 9100 is the number you need to get your voice on BBC Radio Oxford. What do you make of the new signings? What do you make of the new manager? What do you make of Oxford United today? 81333, put Oxford at the start of your text. WhatsApp us, and you can send a voice note this way as well. 08000 321 333 with Oxford at the top of your message. And you can get involved tonight on X, where we're at BBC Oxford Sport. Paul Wakeford from the Fence End Pod is with me. Nick Harris from BBC Radio Oxford Sport is with me. We'd like to have you join us as well. This is Wasn't It the Game? So Oxford United 0, Bristol City 0 is a result. Nick, in some respects, you look at where the two sides are in the table. Oxford United should come away from this the happier of the two, and maybe they are, given the boos for Bristol City from the Bristol City end at the end of the game. But Oxford, when push comes to shove, came closest to winning this.
They certainly did, Jerome, yeah, and I'm sure they're a lot happier with the result. You know, okay, only 1 point, no goals, but surely we saw something, you know, a little bit of promise, a little bit of perhaps of the future. Have a look at those pluses, no goals conceded, and they defended set pieces, and I've seen Oxford United defend set pieces throughout this season. Peart-Harris, I thought, did a good job out on that left flank. Eunice Connick, yeah, he went off at half time, but Stan Mills, I thought, had an excellent game.